Alhamdulillah. Well, Andalus is a perfect example of the rise and fall of Islam. And this is the test which is on us today. If we follow the material world, and we can come up into life, Hayat al-Dunya, fast food, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, getting something for nothing, and living this type of life, then Allah will not give us authority. If we respect the Sunnah, we learn to respect each other, and we have no inequality between rich and poor. We share the wealth amongst ourselves according to Zakat. If this is done, then the promise is true, that we would have authority on the land, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will come to us. So this is a good example of this Andalusia. This here is a picture of the great palace in Granada. Okay, this is Alhambra, Castle Alhambra. If you get a chance to visit Granada, this is still one of the wonders of architecture in this development is one of the wonders. And so this is a good example for us. We need to have, self-esteem, to respect ourselves and understand our history. If you don't study history for history itself, take lessons from it. What we call fiqh al-tarikh, fiqh al-sirah. Take lessons from the life of the Prophet. Take lessons from history so that we do not fall in the same trap. So I pray that Allah would bless you here at Singapore, would protect you from the evils of the life of this world, and unite the ranks of the religion, and give us victory as the Muslims did in the early part of their struggle. I pray that Allah would have mercy upon all of us. The floor is open for questions now. I don't know, we don't have a mic on the floor. I will try to. Okay? But please, let us stick to the topic. You ask me a quick question, how many you are casting? I mean, if you don't have time to try to stick to the question, and for your local clip, we have the Faqih and the Fuqaha here in Singapore, and you discuss with the Fuqaha here. Okay? So the floor is open for any questions that anybody may have. Please come to the middle and okay?
That's how you were mentioning about tribalism and leadership crisis for what I see today is tribalism in different forms, probably between nation states and secularism, and also leadership crisis within the Muslim. At the same time, we see a lot of wonderful scholars in Islam who is yet Islam is not very conducive to the leadership crisis. So, in the end, what we see for usually, contribute in this aspect. What can they do to offset the leadership crisis within Islam?
Okay, well, as far as the leadership crisis in Islam is concerned, the Muslim world, we have to return back to the Sunnah. And really, as the verse is telling us, Allah will not change the condition of the people until they change that which is in themselves. So I really believe we have to look inside of ourselves. And people have to look, why am I a leader? Am I a leader just for authority? Or because amana, I have a trust? I'm doing this in order to help the Muslims. In our tradition, our great leaders, we have the saying the home, that the leader of the people is their servant. He is not their dictator. He serves the people. So that is the concept of leadership that we need to return to and to analyze our relationship with each other and to learn to accept other Muslims, not based on their color or their tribe, but the best amongst us, as the Prophet said, is the one who has the most taqwa, the most piety by action and godliness. Any other questions? I'll come to the middle.
You mentioned about
All of the current income tax is allowed.
Okay, well, I am not Singaporean. Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying is this. Is that,
What kind of tax you allow?
yeah. Okay, the first thing is that with most of the institutions in Islam, there are conditions in order for these issues to actually be compulsory. For instance, when it is time, if it is before the time of Salat al-Isha, then Isha is not compulsory. We don't have to make Salat. But when the time comes in, then it is now time to make Salat. If somebody came at the time of Maghrib and said you have to make Isha, right, then you don't have to do it. It's not compulsory. So therefore, when the taxes, when you reach that level, that is within an Islamic state. So you have to first develop yourself, develop an Islamic state. That entity is there, and there is a ruler. Then we have the taxes, and we have the economy based upon Islam. That's a different phase. At this point in time, we are living as, in a sense, like in the Meccan period. In many cases, like we start out being in the land, and there is a precedent which was set by Muslims in West Africa, where they lived in tolerance under a non-Muslim ruler if they were allowed to practice their religion, and then they were able to live in that society, benefit the society, and the society benefit. So, and that's the basic rule that we, or the basic approach, Muslims living as minorities, in a non-Muslim rule, that you can benefit society, society can benefit you, especially as long as you are allowed to have freedom of religion, which people do have, I understand here, so it is fine. And the big taxes in Islam would not really come in on a state level unless you have this funds. Any other questions? Floor is open.
I have two questions. One of the slides you had was a minaret. Would you be able to explain to us the significance of a minaret? Two, in most mosques today as well, you see the crescent and the star symbol.
Right.
Could you touch on this, where it started from, where it originated, and is there any association with Allah being a rule or anything?
Okay, well, the first point is that in terms of the minaret itself, in the mosque of the Prophet there was no minaret, and there was no yard. This is a later institution that came. The building of the structures that we see today, much of it came from the influence they found in Rome and in Persia and other places where they were into architecture. They Islamized it. And so you get this feeling of the creation of the universe when you're inside of a big masjid. And there's nothing wrong with it. But a masjid basically is a very simple structure. And there's no set way that you actually make the masjid. They did make it such a way where you climb on the top and then call the people to prayer. But now we don't even climb on it. You turn on our light. So really the minaret has become almost a design. So although we do not accept the ruling in Switzerland today, because there may be something in background, but we don't need a minaret to have a masjid. We actually don't even need it. And in terms of the Star and the Crescent, this was not a symbol of the time of the Prophet. It is centuries after, over 1,000 years after they started using it. Some even say it may have even been in the Ottoman rule, when they started using it sort of the crescent, sort of a symbol of the Hilal of Ramadan, and the star is not really an original symbol of Islam. It has become a symbol of Islam. So it's not necessary to have star and crescent to have minaret to practice Islam. It is something which has just come about. Is there another question?
Just for us, this is the I wanted you to emphasize a little bit about Timbuktu, because we have doing some trips there and teaching about Islam and all that to them. Nowadays, we have a negative connotation about Timbuktu, but we know there's a rich history involved. Could you shed some light on that?
Okay, basically what I said, this is another discussion altogether, which maybe in the future we could do. But actually, as I said, when the Berbers would take the merchants across the desert, the city on the sea, the shoreline of the Sea of Sand, these cities became middle zones, where the people who had the gold here in the south would bring up the gold, and then the merchants would then trade it to the Berbers, to the caravans coming across the desert.